Cambodia became a byword for horror in the 1970s, when more than 1.5 million people died in the name of the Khmer Rouge's cultural revolution to return this small Southeast Asian country to its agrarian roots. 3.5 decades later, Cambodia is one of the fastest growing countries in its region, but a new conflict with some old echoes is unfolding on its streets.
This is the latest in a series of protests at what has been dubbed Freedom Park in the centre of Cambodia's capital, Phnom Penh. The opposition activists you see behind me say that the government rigged them out of an election victory in July 2013. Now they are trying to harness forces roiling beneath the surface here of people angry at corruption, at land grabbing, and the sheer length of time that Hun Sen, the Prime Minister and strongman of 30 years, has been in power in this Southeast Asian nation.
Bloody clashes between demonstrators and security forces left dozens wounded and led to a roundup of prominent opposition politicians. It was the latest sign that Prime Minister Hun Sen, who was once a Khmer Rouge commander but now presents himself as the democratic steward of a thriving economy, will not go quietly in the face of growing opposition. Hun Sen's supporters say the country is more prosperous than ever before, with the economy expanding at more than 7% a year for the past decade, partly on the back of low labour cost factories churning out garments and other goods. The growth has drawn in Rolls-Royce, the luxury car maker, and other brands that seem remote from the vast rice-growing rural areas of this country of 15 million people. But critics say this new wealth is unequally divided and is the product in part of land grabs, uncontrolled exploitation of the country's timber and other resources, and ill treatment of workers whose unrest is a driver of the present crisis. The government and opposition have made a truce for now, agreeing the release of the politicians and some reform to the National Election Commission. But few expect smooth progress towards the end of the Hun Sen era, and the rupture with the past that this will represent. Michael Peel, Financial Times, Phnom Penh.